Peace, 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 peace. It's Atum Ra El Bay, and I'm back at y'all again with another fire-ass video. Y'all already know how we coming with this occult science. Y'all already know how we coming with this metaphysics here at Soulful Ascension Metaphysics. You know, that's where you get all of your tarot card readings. That's where you get all your astrology readings. And yeah, I don't like talking to myself, so we about to just go ahead and get some folks on up in here. Today's topic: occult rituals, humiliation, or ritual sacrifice. You feel what I'm saying? This shit gets deep. We talking about some Illuminati, Boule, Masonic type shit that's going on that we all witness every day, and how that plays on the minds and the psyches of us as a people, us as a fucking whole. You feel what I'm saying? Like, people think like, oh, like that's just some celebrity shit. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, it does. When it affects the minds and the hearts of like future generations and generations that are currently here that are tied into that, it ties directly into your bloodline, directly into your how can you say this? Like, into your DNA. Like, real talk. Like, this is what these occult public rituals are actually for. But before we get into that, what I'm about to do is I'm gonna go ahead and share this. Get some folks on up in here. Feel what I'm saying? Welcome. Peace to you. You already know I gotta go. If you already in here, go ahead and shoot out some of them shares, because somebody you need to know needs to hear this. Everybody's talking about this Will Smith slap. Everybody talking about this Chris Rock getting the shit slapped out of him. I'm about to tell y'all how deep this shit actually goes. This has been a fucking psyop, a fucking boule Masonic psyop that has been going on for like the past 3 years with fucking Will Smith. And I'm gonna just show y'all how they got to keep up with these different type of rituals and things of that nature in order to stay relevant and to stay in the public eye, so they can continue to suck the energy and the life force energy from all of those people that worship them, because that's what this is about. This is really about the energy of the people, of the masses, and how it's being used and manipulated to kind of further some of the things that are going on, you know, as far as the stigmas, as far as black love, black family. You get what I'm saying? How toxicity exists within that, how there's no spiritual healing really going on, but on the surface it really look like it's some shit going on. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's some really deep, dark things that's going on here that we're gonna get into, and even the dynamics of the relationship and things of that nature. And like I really don't follow celebrity and shit like that, but I understand that there's a certain structure that they have to put out to like kind of embed and brand into the minds of us. You feel what I'm saying? And this branding that they embed into the minds of us takes you across all the things that these individuals do that are good, and all the things that these individuals do that are actually bad. But unfortunately, when they defile themselves to such a level, it really kind of taints, it puts a blanket over everybody, because see, we hold these people up as like representatives of our community, right? And when you do this, it tells the entire world that this is how we function as a people. This is what success looks like. This is what we go through. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, like we do polyamorous, like, you know, different type of sexuality type of shit in our marriage, and it's toxic, and we can cry about it, and all of these different type of things. And then we can show toxic masculinity, like, you know, on live national TV for everybody to see, and that be acceptable. And then I win an award for me being pretty much, how can you say, humiliated for the past 3 years. And this is coming from the perspective of Will Smith, and how this plays into the minds and the psyche. What y'all got to understand is that they're operating off of these, how can you say it? How can I say this? These cycles of energy, and these cycles of energy require these individuals to get to the lowest possible points we can possibly get to. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know how you can get to your lowest state emotionally. You know how there's certain type of energies. Damn, what's the name for it? The people, a sadist. Okay, so we're talking about individuals that feed off of the sadistic type of energy, right? So not only are they doing these fucking like shit eating, piss drinking rituals, you know, behind closed doors and things of that nature, and blood rituals, and you know, rituals with children that involve, you know, them taking the fear essence out of children and things of that nature in order to harness that type of energy. But then you have what we see on the surface level, which is to embed this type of frequency into our minds to tell us this is how we should actually function as a people, because this is what the representative of the highest pinnacle of, like, you know, like how we can exist in this realm. This is what that looks like. And that's what we saw here with this Oscars. That's what they trying to tell us through all of these different relationships, through all these actors. The whole entire world is a stage. You get what I'm saying? There's not necessarily like a moment or a particular spot in time, right? To where these individuals' lives aren't being critiqued and compared to like everybody else's lives as a whole. You feel what I'm saying? So this is where the magic actually takes place, because once you start to compare yourself to someone, once you start to create these emotional connections to what you see, this is where the magic happens, right? Like when you sitting down by yourself, you get in front of your altar, you're looking to do your hoodoo, you looking to do your magic, you getting your shit set up. You feel what I'm saying? You tapping into your deities, you tapping into your energy. Well, guess what? Whenever you make an emotional connection with that actor, you're giving them all of that energy, right? Whatever you see on that screen, you feel what I'm saying, is an actual reality that is taking place right then and there. And for you to give it your essence, for you to give it your energy, you give that thing life. It becomes a part of you. And you feel what I'm saying? So every time you see them fucking with the frequencies, fucking with your emotions, fucking with your spirit through these scenarios that you've emotionally attached yourself through, then you're inviting that type of energy within your life. But the crazy part about it is you're inviting the energies that you also don't see. We're talking about the subliminals. What we're talking about is the metaphysical. We're talking about the smallest things having the most impact. I just wrote a post about it the other day, about the things that we don't necessarily notice or really pay attention to are the things that we tend to emotionally attach to the most, that we can bring to the forefront of our mind at a later time, right? This is the whole point of this whole time travel continuum type of thing. If you notice, what they do with all of these relationships is they always try to bring in some type of level of destruction, to where like there can't be any type of peace. Like I know I say all the time, it ain't all about peace, love, and light. Fuck all of that. But there's certain type of connections that you have to have that have like a common flow of energy that can be transmuted back and forth. When you're in a marriage, when you're in a relationship, I'm not sitting up here trying to critique anybody's marriage, trying to critique anybody's relationship, because my marriage isn't fucking perfect. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm married. I've been married to Ashley for fucking 10 years. But what I am saying is that there's certain boundaries that they're trying to make acceptable through these celebrities that we attach our emotions to, right? And therefore, once you accept that into your life, you make that acceptable, then thus now it's a thing that happens in the world. Like even with this whole this agenda to push sexuality on children before they even are even hitting puberty and things of that nature, telling children about gender swapping and things of that nature. Not saying that I'm like 100% against what people want to do. That's their free will. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do. But if you want to start attacking children through the subliminals, through the cartoons and things of that nature, then that's a whole nother different type of magic, which is very sinister, right? Because you fucking with people's energy, you fucking with people's destiny at that point. You feel what I'm saying? And so this is before they can even get the traumas to even start healing. But on the grander scheme of things, when we're talking about these celebrities and how the entertainment industry uses these rituals based on astrology to play on your emotions, to subconsciously embed certain type of situations that you can manifest in your life or in your vicinity to allow these things to even exist in this realm. Like this is what they're doing. They're opening up these portals for these things to happen, right? So when you're talking about the slap, that shit was fucking fake. You get what I'm saying? Like, y'all have to understand that every single thing that you see on that television screen is absolutely 100% scripted. Like everything. Y'all think Love and Hip Hop is real? That shit's scripted. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Everything is scripted. The only thing that isn't necessarily scripted is the next move that you make. But if you're constantly paying attention to what somebody else is doing, to what another individual is projecting, you feel what I'm saying, to what another individual's light code frequencies are, then guess what happened? You become consumed by that light code frequency. You feel what I'm saying? What Will and Jada and them got going on is just one layer to the mass. You feel what I'm saying? The grand scheme of things, as far as this whole spell is concerned, that they're doing in the entertainment industry. And so since we done gave up the birthright, they might as well use it to keep us in these positions that the mass majority of us are in. You feel what I'm saying? Struggling with just the simplest of spiritual obstacles. You feel what I'm saying? The things that, our ancestors would just, brush off the shoulder. We struggling with for lifetimes, dealing with for repeated life cycles because we done lost parts of our culture. They're literally trying to tell us like, hey, this is your culture. This is what you are. You feel what I'm saying? With this whole celebrity thing, right? They're trying to dictate how we perceive reality, how we create the reality. And that's where the magic comes from. Oh yeah, most dev. You can go ahead and share it right now. Like if you in here right now and you know somebody that need to hear this, go ahead and hit that share button. You feel what I'm saying? Um Now, as far as your own magic, your own rituals, you get what I'm saying? If y'all notice that all of these things like sort of happen around certain times energetically. There's not a coincidence that he got the award the same night that he slapped Chris Rock. There ain't no fucking coincidence with that. You feel what I'm saying? Um, just like there is no coincidence that, during certain full moons, certain people start acting a little bit different, right? You got to understand that all of the most powerful magic is ran or governed by astrology because astrology dictates the type of energies that are available for you to work with during a given time. And certain times are more ripe than others for you to start dealing with your magic. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so like when it comes to setting up your altar, people think like, yeah, I'm about to just slap down this spell. Let me just go ahead and slap down this shut up spell. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but you're not in cohesion with universal alignment as far as the timing is concerned. Everything that these motherfuckers do on that black screen that we all watch, which if y'all know anything about magic, the black screen is used to transfer entities and spirits. You feel what I'm saying? So like every time we looking at this, we underneath some type of spell. You feel what I'm saying? But back to what I was saying before, she says, yeah, check out my page. I have been talking about how if a white person slapped Chris Rock, there would have been an outrage and they would have stopped the show. But they didn't, and they will because they love to see black people. Okay. All right. It says they are telling us about how black people are on and to perpetuate negative stereotypes. Yeah, of course. You already know that's the agenda. It been like that for a minute, and it's always gonna be like that. And this is because they they to the point the magic is so strong that shit is on our DNA. We're literally taking parts that they've put out there on TV and embodied that shit as if it's something that comes from us naturally. Like they're tainting things. If you get what I'm saying, they're tainting certain essences about what we're supposed to embody, what we're supposed to reflect, what we're supposed to manifest, and they're making it to the point to where we're always going to manifest something with that can grow and fester into something that's gonna be negative. If you get what I'm saying. Hey yo, what's good, Keontae? How you doing, bro? Peace to you, man. But yeah, obviously reinforcing the fact that a black man can only respond or do certain things out of violence. You feel what I'm saying? Like all that kind of shit. You get what I'm saying? Oh, you can't even crack a joke or a black man wife because he'll slap your ass. like this type of shit. Some people will be like, oh, that's hard. Will did what he had to do and all that type of shit, but not even understanding or looking at all of the things that he's done publicly to kind of strip himself of masculinity. Like even from the movies, from how he broke into the movies with that, with all of that. And I'm not saying like I'm not trying to bash anybody. If they want to like embrace their feminine side to the point to where they're allowing another man to like have their masculinity, that's on them. You get what I'm saying? They can do what the fuck they want to do. You get what I'm saying? They can do whatever they want to do. Would I do it? No. But is that healthy? If that's good for that person. You feel what I'm saying? Would that be good for me? Fuck no. All right. But yeah. It says, I swear, I told a guy in my comment section how beyond it being script, it was going to be negative association with the black man being considered aggressive. Yep. That 6 degree of separation flip was unforgivable. This nigga had to come through and say some shit. Hey, he knew. Hey. What's up, Taquana? How you doing? Yo, Keontae, you a fool. Yeah, that 6 degrees of separation was definitely something else. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't already, you can slap a million dudes, bro. You can't really, there's a certain level of masculinity that you lost by doing that you'll never be able to regain. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's never going to be able to return to him. You feel me? And that's a sacrifice that he made to be in the position that he's in. You feel what I'm saying? And this is what we're talking about occult rituals. Okay, let's get back on topic. So when we're talking about these occult rituals and we're talking about what these people are doing, you get what I'm saying? Like, in order to be allowed to be in these positions to manipulate the minds of everybody else, is they have to defile themselves to the point that, like, most of us would never even, you get what I'm saying? Like, even fathom. And it's not even to the point where, like, oh, okay, like, let's get somebody to do something that they was already doing. No, it's got to be something that completely goes against your whole spiritual morale. Like, you feel me? Like, even if you an atheist, there's certain things that you wouldn't do. So in this type of occult situation, the type of energy that you have to give off is the type of energy that you will only give off by doing something that you is completely against what who you are and what you are as a person. You get what I'm saying? You got to be able to give that shit up. That's the sacrifice that you have to make. You feel what I'm saying? For some of us individuals, you know, that's family members, that's children. You feel what I'm saying? That's how you see family members dying, like Jennifer Hudson and all that kind of shit. You feel what I'm saying? Next thing you know, Jennifer Hudson, she in Dreamgirls. Jennifer Hudson just did Aretha Franklin. You get what I'm saying? That movie and all of that type of shit. What I'm saying is that the individuals that control this system operate off of, how can I say it, the darkest end of the cabal. They operate off of the darkest end of the spectrum. Like, you know how, like, you got the pH scale and you go from, like, you know, acidic to alkaline. Well, think of these people as like the Sith Lords of the whole shit. And they really be out here drinking baby blood and the negative essence of fear that comes off of shit. They into that dark type of shit. And so these individuals, anybody that they want to put on the forefront to kind of represent and perpetuate these type of how can you say, these mind control schemes that they got going on the entire planet, these people have to give up they innocence. You feel what I'm saying? They got to give up their innocence. They got to have something on them that they can never forgive themselves for. Do you feel what I'm saying? So that meaning, like, everything that you get after that, you're never really going to be able to enjoy, because it's like you done shit and piss on everything. Like you get what I'm saying? Like, if y'all understand what I'm saying, it's a certain level of energy that we dealing with here. So when you start to get into, this is why I don't fuck with like Aleister Crowley. You get what I'm saying? All of that sick ass shit. You get what I'm saying? Because then you get into fucking with children and all of that. And that's not the type of energy that you want to actually manifest, because it always comes with like some type of negative repercussion. Plus that energy, it don't feel good at all. Like, if y'all know what I'm talking about, like, y'all been around somebody that has dealt with ritual abuse. Like, a lot of us, a lot of individuals who have been through, like, you know, rapes and all of this type of thing, they don't even understand that, like, on a spiritual level, that's a whole ritual within itself. Even though that person didn't light up a whole candle, that individual themselves was probably raped before that. And so this is a whole spiritual thing being passed down from individual to individual. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so just because you can't see physically how these energies are being transferred, when you're looking at the shit with your third eye, it's like a whole whirlwind of chaos and energy transfer happening, that it's kind of like the essence of it is suffering, if you get what I'm saying, on the negative part. And so that's what I'm here to do, is eliminate the suffering so you can see where the yin yang comes into play. You feel what I'm saying? So for every positive thing that you have the equal and complete opposite of the spectrum. Like, they both have to exist. They both got to coincide. That's what makes this realm and reality that we live in so special. I ain't trying to ramble on, but I'm trying to make it make sense to y'all. You get what I'm saying? That exists, and at this point in time, we coming out of a stage to where we actually allowed to bring some balance into this motherfucker. You get what I'm saying? Because it's been sick shit going on for a minute now. You know, but I actually was thinking about doing some readings. What's good, Lakeisha? How you doing? Talking about divinations and all of this type of shit. Y'all ain't get anything about from what I just said. The most important thing that I said is that your magic and the timing of your magic should be governed by astrology. I know I'll be saying a whole lot, you know. Now, one thing about astrology too, a lot of people think that, yeah, I did my little cookie cutter ass chart. I got on Cafe Astrology. I read my little shit. Like, I know a little something about myself. So you think that everybody that type in your specific shit, you think they not going to get the same exact thing? There's no way possible for that to be accurate. You get what I'm saying? Because there's how many trillion of us on this motherfucker? What is a billion of us? But how many trillion of us have like existed beyond that, right? So like think about all of the birthdays that have come before that with those exact same times. But somehow there's still some level of uniqueness there about every individual, even though there's nothing new under the sun. So what you're getting is a timestamp, really. You're getting a timestamp of an energetic program that you literally supposed to run off of that governs your personality and everything that is really going to manifest within your life, or everything that is possible to manifest within your life. Because as you come into contact with other individuals and y'all energies connect on the subconscious level, then you have those situations that can manifest from that. Like, I'll give you this for example. You got the third house, which represents communication, and it also represents your sister, like your brothers or sisters type of relationship, right? Connection to your siblings. Also how you learn and how smart you are. But if those two signs are conflicting, right? If they're like opposites, like say you got like an Aquarius and a Taurus in the third house, or two people have Aquarius and Taurus in the third house, they can literally be saying the exact same thing in the conversation, but yet the conversation turned into an argument. The Libra on the outside looking at it like, damn, both of y'all is right. But because these two signs is conflicting, you get what I'm saying? These two signs is conflicting. They're not even allowed to even hear what the other individual has to say because the energies aren't allowed to connect with each other. And so when y'all dealing with a lot of these things going on in y'all life, it's because y'all trying to put the triangle energy square into the slot for the square energy square. And that's what magic is. It's really aligning these things. And some of y'all going at this shit blind. Some of y'all get up there and get on. Y'all know the little kitty toy? Y'all get on that table with y'all blindfolded after you done listen to a YouTube video and trying to do shit. But the thing is what pop out on the other side is what fall into your life. Like, you get what I'm saying? And some of us just let other people just throw pieces everywhere. And so the key is to understand all the pieces that you're dealing with. Understand that other people can interact with those pieces with your magic, right? And each one of these pieces is energetic frequencies that is based off of the timing of astrology. That's what your magic is. But yeah, I wanted to pull a couple cards here. I stopped talking about Jada and Will. People, I don't really want to hear that shit, so I'm out. But yeah, I got some tarot cards here. I wanted to do some free readings and stuff like that. If we get 10 people up in this motherfucker, then what I'll do is I'll start doing some readings. But yeah, other than that, soulfulascension.com is my website. That's also my wife's website. We're co-owners of that business. And yeah, it feels amazing to say that we created this thing from the ground up, just living our life, living our purpose, right? If y'all don't know me, I'm married. I've been married for the past, I don't know how many years. And I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Ashley and I, we never wore rings. Like, we wore rings in the beginning, but we stopped wearing rings because it was kind of like, it's a whole mind fuck with why people wear wedding rings and all of that kind of shit. Like, to be honest, it's like a whole control move to where you have to sit up here and be like, okay, well, what is the scheme where we can start making money off of diamonds and shit like that in Africa? And you get what I'm saying? Like, if you do a wedding ring, you're supporting this whole type of thing. So like, for the longest, it was like, okay, we're doing a cause here by not wearing wedding rings and stuff like that. It wasn't nothing really deeper than that, why we didn't wear wedding rings. But yeah, we've been married pretty much since 2012. And yeah, we just decided to start wearing wedding rings again. And yeah, so Yeah. What's good, Tai? But and what's good with you, Jasmine? But and I said when 12 people get up in here, I was gonna start doing some readings again. So I guess I can start doing some readings. If y'all just getting up in here, I'm just letting y'all know that I've been married for the past 10 years. I'm a father of 5 children. We actually homeschool. We own a metaphysical business called Soulful Ascension. Y'all can check us out. We do readings, birth chart readings. We even do enchanted oils. We also do spells, personal spells. My favorite thing to do is the group spells because I love working with everybody's energy that rock with us. You feel what I'm saying? We have a major event going, and that event is called the Ascending Consciousness Gathering, and it's going to be held in OKC. But other than that, we back down to 9 people. If we can hold it for like 10 minutes, dude, we'll get these little cards, all right? But yeah, so back to this whole magic thing, right? So like everybody that y'all see that pop up on this TV screen, they're under some type of oath, right? They're under the fucking oath to constantly keep people in a state of stress, a state of lack, a state of a state of limbo. The whole point is to control us, right? Through these TV screens and by all the people that they put on there. So when y'all seeing these TV shows, especially shit like the Oscars, which is something that the whole entire world knows about, y'all seeing these public fiascos go down, y'all gotta understand that it is an emotional ploy to harness energy given that specific time. And certain periods mark, they have certain key characters that play out these whole type of scenarios for all of us to kind of like invest our energy into throughout their life. You feel what I'm saying? So like you following their whole life, then everything that they do in their life somehow affects your life. It affects how you feel about what you see over here. It affects how you deal with this individual because they going through that. You get what I'm saying? Oh, because she did it, it's okay for me to do it. That was the whole point of what I was saying here. And by doing that, they subliminally subconsciously program everybody. I'm not trying to, be no broken record or anything like that. But I just wanted to let y'all, remind y'all of what the fuck we came here to talk about. You feel what I'm saying? But shit, where do we go? Where do we go from here? Let me hit this. Let me hit this vape, and I'm gonna think about it real quick. I'm just gonna meditate. It always come to me. You know what we could talk about? You know what we could definitely talk about? We can talk about what it's really like. You know what I'm saying? To be a father out here. Right, like I don't think like a lot of people really talk about that much, especially like in the black community. Like you feel what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to be all cliche and shit, but like there's certain things, right, that you can like really never replace with being a father, and that's like seeing your children do something that you like taught them to do. Like for me, like one thing that's like a real cool like spiritual connection is seeing my sons read and like count and like write their own stories, like understanding and knowing that I'm the sole cause for that, and watching their development grow and watch them have conversations based on the things that I spoke about with them. Like they will only know about that because I talked to them about it, right? And watching one of my sons like teach another son something that I taught them, right? Like I didn't teach my youngest son how to grow things. Like my 2 older sons taught my youngest son how to grow like plants and stuff like that. Like they literally have their own little plants that they grow in the back room and all that kind of stuff. Just because I taught them about how to grow their own food and all of that, so they interested and they like to have that little biome. You know what I'm saying, in their room, and it was just amazing to see my youngest son kind of learn from my older sons. You feel what I'm saying? And like it's just an amazing thing. Like I'm fathering out over here. I'm dadding out. You get what I'm saying? And to bring it back to a spiritual note, whenever I'm doing certain things like that and noticing certain things like that, I notice certain like generational curses like melting away, right? Because like certain moments like I was never able to have with my actual father, certain moments I was able to have with like a father figure. You feel what I'm saying? But for me to be able to do that and have my 3 sons and our relationships are like intact and it's amazing, and you get what I'm saying? And they get to have input and conversation, and they get to give me feedback, and I ask them how does it make them feel and all that type of shit. Like it's just fucking amazing. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like it's amazing. It's amazing to be able to break a spell in real time. Like you get what I'm saying? Like Because y'all gotta understand, these type of relationships that we have with our parents are literal spells that have been cast on us from the very same thing that we talk about with the whole Will Smith Jada thing. Like, this shit go all the way back. You feel what I'm saying? Like, as far as like how we operate within a function as a tribe, which is a family. And so to see it up there and look at that and to break certain curses in real time is an amazing thing. And that's what a lot of us really came here to do. Like, this is the time of the rebellion, right? Like, they done had us underneath the leash for too fucking long. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, for too long. Telling us, like, and then not telling us. We just sit up there and watch some shit and think that that's what it's supposed to be when it's not, but we just haven't seen anything else. And so that's what we gravitate to. That's how a lot of us fall victim to. You feel what I'm saying? But to sit back and break some shit real time is an amazing thing. And to be honest with y'all, it took a whole lot of self-reflection to be able to do that. Not saying like, oh, like, your obligation as a father isn't good enough for you to do what you're supposed to do. Not saying that, but what I'm saying is there's certain things you got to heal from within yourself that allow you to even be able to function in that type of capacity. That's why the curse keeps continuing, because it disables a certain aspect, a certain part of yourself that enables you to be able to love properly, that enables you to be able to communicate in the right way. It disables that, giving you this numbing type effect that the adverse result is continuous trauma. You feel what I'm saying? So like, when you focus on the energies and everything after that actually follows. That's why I tell people all the time, like, people be like, damn, like, how do I change this aspect of my life? Like, what do I have to do? I'm like, you got to sit the fuck down. You got to shut the fuck up. And then you got to listen. And they be like, am I going to sit down and be quiet and listen to what? Listen to yourself. Because like, when you sit down and you shut the fuck up and you be fucking quiet and you literally listen to your breath, it creates a whole rhythm. It's on a frequency of its own that you've been ignoring your whole fucking life. Like, real talk. And if you fully tap into that fucking frequency, like, everything that don't matter melts the fuck away, and all the things that do matter come right to the forefront. And when those things come right to the forefront, you gotta look at it with conviction. There ain't no like, it pop up in your head, and then you be like, want to be in denial about shit, or waiting for somebody else to tell you that shit in a reading. Like, when people come to me for readings, like this is, I'm always telling people that they already done heard before. It's just that they didn't want to listen or sit down long enough to really pay attention, or I'm giving them advice on how they can actually do something about it. The thing is everything that you need to know, you already know. Other people like myself, my wife, we can remind you. When we get caught up in these negative energies and shit like that, we be forgetting. We lose parts of ourselves. So what I'm saying, when you focus too much on other shit, you lose part of yourself. Sometimes you need to be reminded. You get reminded through readings and shit like that. But most importantly, you sit down, you be quiet, and you focus on yourself. You focus on your breath. A lot of these things melt away to where your energy shifts to where you can respond differently to the circumstances that you're facing. And by that different response, it allows you to break a cycle that you've been dealing with for a fucking long time. The thing is, a lot of us, like, it's been hundreds of years since any of us in our families have even thought this way to even think about doing some shit like that. Because the world keeps you so stuck in the root chakra. The world keeps you so stuck in the sacral chakra. Everybody always want to fuck, want to get money, and want to eat. That's all everybody think about. Eating, fucking, getting money, paying rent. Especially for our people in the past. That's all living in hell type shit. But when you stop for a second, get out of hell, take a deep breath, right? Inhale. We living in hell like a deep breath. I think Lil Wayne even said that shit in the song. I think he was like, we living in hell like a deep breath. And I know I said it like, I said it already, right? But I just had to say it in like the song form, because that shit is actually fucking deep. the breath pulls you out of that vibration. It's not some like, it's like the world's like greatest secret that like you can literally change your whole life with just sitting down, being quiet, and breathing, and not being afraid to confront the things that make you feel uncomfortable, to confront those thoughts, not kind of like clamming onto them and having self-pity about them, but to literally sit with them and try to backtrack them back to where they originated. And it's not like something that you have to think about, like, oh, like I'm having this thought, it makes me feel this way emotionally, it's taking me here. Okay, well, I'm not gonna self-pity it. I'm gonna continue to use this breath because that's gonna take me further to where the thought originated from. And a lot of y'all will see that it originates from an attachment that you achieved, an attachment that you received from a crazy moment that you had. And from there, you made a defense mechanism to make you kind of scared and all this type of shit. Like, I might explain something to y'all. When it comes to this reality, most of us are not even having our own thoughts. And I've said this shit before. Like, everybody's literally damn near fucking possessed. That they, like, and it's crazy that, like, I've been saying this, but, like, they got this show on Netflix. What the fuck is this show called, man? I just found out this show existed yesterday. But this show is literally depicts all of the different type of voices in your head, like the worry voices, the sexual thoughts, the thoughts of logic. It depicted all of the voices as these different monsters or these different demons. And they had like specific demons, right? There was like a specific demon that wanted children to touch themselves. A specific demon. He had been doing it for 40 million years. And the fucker was depressed because he was caught up in his own cycle. And then there was one specific demon that was talking about his wife. He was like, yeah, my wife was talking about some chakra healing shit. And I was like, yeah, whatever the fuck that was, right? And so somehow these demons end up, remember, all of these demons, all of these characters are inside this one woman who is pregnant and about to have a baby's head, right? So this lady is possessed by like 20 different demons, right? And it's a cartoon. And so they end up going through some type of portal. And once they go through this portal, the demon meets this it's like this entity, but the entity represents the chakra system, right? And the entity's talking, and this dude thinks that he's going in this little spiritual tent or whatever after he went through this portal to like have sex with the whole chakra system. But the chakra system, boom, like opened up his heart chakra, and from there it was just like, you know, like you've been blocked off physically, emotionally, and spiritually from your wife because you've been holding on to this. And he's like, oh no, I don't want to have sex every week and blah 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 blah. He just starts breaking down, crying and stuff like that. But the whole point of it is that it's showing you that even though that there's multiple dimensions that exist, and with each inside everybody, you know, you have entities that exist. Like, even if you not having demonic attachments, you still fucking with your ancestors. You feel what I'm saying? You still feeling their emotions. You still, and those emotions create thoughts that aren't necessarily yours. Like, y'all gotta understand, like, these vessels, like, they have space for a lot of different things to exist within them, right? As long as you keeping yours clean, then your biome that exists as a space for things to dwell in is going to be on a positive note. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not saying that everybody filled with demons and everybody ain't with themselves and every thought isn't yours, but if you want a low vibrational frequency, you most likely have a lot of demonic attachments. But for them to put that in a cartoon and to really show that, I'm just like, wow. They never really call them demons though in the cartoon. They just call them monsters. You feel what I'm saying? Which is crazy and ridiculous. But yeah, they always put the craziest shit in these fucking cartoons. I couldn't believe that shit was on Netflix. And I don't even watch shit like that. Like, I've never sat down and watched a whole series of anything. You feel what I'm saying? And it's just because, like, my attention span is just too fucking, my shit be out there. Y'all see what I be talking about? I'm on one thing to the next. You feel what I'm saying? Aquarius, Aries type of energy. But, yeah, most definitely. As far as like readings and stuff like that, when I do readings, I do 12 card pulls, past, present, and future. And most people are like damn, like how does this reading end up being spot on? And I ain't even have to really say much. And how did this reading come back? Like I'll be doing readings for people and they don't want to believe shit. And then they come back months later and be like, how the fuck did you know? And I'm like, yo, I don't have this motherfucking birthmark for nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't got this birthmark for no reason. This shit is a gift. Like I was the crazy motherfucker when it wasn't cool to be crazy. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like, but yeah. Other than that, everybody underneath this fucking spell, they trying to train you on how to live your fucking life and what to accept in your life. They trying to train you on what to accept as far as like how you treat and raise your children. And they're also trying to embed blockages within you to prevent certain relationships from blossoming. Because like you need certain blockages removed in order to have certain type of relationships with other individuals. Like if you got blockage with your mother, you're gonna have a blockage with every woman that you deal with from a man's perspective. You got a blockage with your father, you're gonna have a blockage with every man that you deal with on some type of level. That's for men and women. You feel what I'm saying? So you see how this shit perpetuates. Like there's no way that code can't get passed down. If it ain't passed down, if the code isn't, it's gonna get passed down. Like best believe that code, that frequency is going to get passed down. Now, whether or not that code gets passed down correctly is up to the individual. You can stop the code altogether. You feel what I'm saying? If it's a code you don't want. And this is what I'm talking about as far as doing DNA cleansing and things of that nature. You feel what I'm saying? Going within yourself, using the breath, waking up the ancient technology. You feel what I'm saying? Opening up the starship. You got a whole fucking Merkaba universe, Stargate portal spaceship inside your fucking body. And all you gotta do is breathe in order to access that shit. And when you sit down and breathe and start accessing that, naturally balancing out your energies, you'll start to notice that everything in your life starts to fall in place and everything isn't a struggle. That's our problem as a people too. We think that everything has to be a struggle. Like, you know, like especially back in the, how can you say, like the 60s, like my granddaddy and all of that. I'm not saying that we don't need worker bees, but the whole mentality of the I gotta grind. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. There's something unpleasant. It's unsettling about that type of energy. It's like a energy of lack. That's where that comes from. When you start to balance yourself, you don't need that type of energy to motivate you to get things done in life. You don't have to. You don't have to be motivated by the fear of not having. When you sit down and balance out yourself internally. That's our problem. When you're motivated by the fear of not having, you do everything with this level of desperation. And when you do things with desperation, it gives off this certain level of energy that actually repels what you want versus attracting what you want. So it's you always feeling like you just so there. You just so close, but I just didn't get it. I'm like right here, but I just didn't get it. That lack energy, that lack consciousness that gets passed down, that scarcity complex. That there's not enough and I gotta, you know what I'm saying? By you, that's something that you have to cleanse off of your spirit. That shit been passed down for generations on top of generations. Not to mention the whole imposter syndrome. My wife actually taught me about this imposter syndrome. Like it was like a good ass point that she made. She goes, you know, like when people feel like they don't belong somewhere, even though that everybody else around them sees them in a certain position, sees their capability to do this or function in a certain type of way, everyone around them sees that potential in them. And they might even be doing it, but they don't even recognize that they're doing it because they feel like they playing a character that they not. When the whole time it's them. But they can't even enjoy it because they don't feel like they're supposed to be there. That's the imposter syndrome. That's how a lot of us get scaring off and pushing away the things that are really meant for us. You feel what I'm saying? Because of that imposter syndrome, like feeling undeserving and all of this type of shit. That feeling of undeservedness comes from all of the times we didn't receive the love we were supposed to receive as children from our parents, fathers, mothers, because they was too busy trying to figure out why the fuck they ain't get enough love. And so y'all see where the generation comes from. And this is why we got to sit down with yourself, have a conversation with your higher self, which is God, that takes you all the way back to the beginning of time so you can see where this actually started. And you start to understand, hey, it's not your fault. You're actually here to fix the problem. But you had to experience the issue so that you can get the tools you need to fix the issue, which is the generational curse. You feel what I'm saying? That's just what the meditation is for. You literally go on this whole journey. Boom, back to this generation, back to that generation, back to this generation. You see where it all started from the beginning. He said, that was me too. I wanted everything instantly. I didn't want to wait. I ended up buying 2 bad cars and moved into 2 bad complexes. That way of thinking literally cost me more when I could have just waited. Exactly. I used to be like that, especially with my Aquarian Aries personality. I gotta have it now. You feel what I'm saying? Not realizing the whole time that anything that worth having isn't gonna come instantly. We have to build onto these things. That's the whole problem with the whole psychedelic shit. Like, yeah, mushrooms is cool. Boom, let me get with these mushrooms. Let me open that up for a minute. All right, now it's time to build on top of that because the mushroom's temporary. When you go into your meditation, you sit down with the breath for yourself. Like I said, you change your whole life with it, where you're building on top of a skill, something that you don't have to go and look for somebody to supply you with it. We're talking about a self-regenerating resource here, which is the breath. We're talking about an ancient technology to rejuvenate and heal the body. We're talking about healing your own diseases by using your breath. We're talking about, man, I had fucking kidney issues. I had kidney issues for damn near fucking 2 years. You feel what I'm saying? And through meditation, eating how I'm supposed to eat, making sacrifices to get my solar plexus chakra under control, because with your food and shit, you know how when you eat and things of that nature, that has to do with the ego and the solar plexus chakra. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with the kidneys, that has to deal with the sacral chakra and stuff like that. But my thing was the whole diet and all of that type of shit. You feel what I'm saying? You got the whole diet and you got the whole fasting thing, and you got not actually fasting or dieting enough. You feel what I'm saying? That shit'll take toll on your fucking kidney. Hell, it could have been an accumulation of all of the energies that I done been transmuted. At one point in time, I was like a spiritual filter. Like, your kidney is a fucking filter. I was a filter for individuals. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you bringing me the information, you bringing me the negative energy. I'm taking the negative energy in. I'm transmuting that shit. I'm giving it back to you. What happens to the waste? I got to do something with it. This is why the whole winter time I went through healing myself. That whole retraction process. Y'all ain't see me on the lives that much. Coming through healing them. Not saying that I was like life-threatening kidney failure type shit. But like, you can tell. You be like, damn, like, what the fuck is that shit? You feel what I'm saying? Like, on your sides a little bit sometimes. But that just comes from like balancing energies. By me giving too much energy to others. Feel what I'm saying? That shit add up, shit accumulate. I gotta do a full cleanse. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's how it is. When you're a natural healer, that's how things happen. You gotta take on the energies of other people. You feel me? But let's say somebody else dealing with a kidney issue. They might not be able to fix themselves. You feel what I'm saying? They might not be able to fix themselves. So it's like, whatever comes to me, like, that's for me to handle. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that I can't overcome. Bro, look, man, drink cranberry juice, water, and fast. I'm telling you, you drink cranberry juice, water, and you fast, knocks that shit right the fuck out. And, I mean, you do yoga and shit too, so. But yeah, y'all, I think motherfuckers be thinking that, like, I don't be going through shit. Like, motherfucker, we go through shit. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, people like myself go through shit. Y'all gotta understand that, like, like, me, my whole family, we have our own things going on. And then on top of that, we pretty much allow other people to be a part of our family, because everybody that I deal with, like, I deal with them like they my family. Granted, I'm gonna deal with you like an Aquarius deals with people. Like you get what I'm saying? I'm gonna deal with you like an Aquarius deal with motherfuckers. Like an Aquarian Aries deals with motherfuckers. But granted, it's still like family. I fuck with you. You get what I'm saying? I don't sugarcoat shit. I'm gonna give you the real. I'm gonna give you my 100%. I don't do that half-ass shit. I give you 100% effort. But yeah, I ain't want to make this shit too fucking long. She said, for real, Aquarius shit, right? Hey, when I'm here, you get my all. You get what I'm saying? When I'm here, you get my all. But I gotta do my own thing, and then we'll come back and we'll holler. You feel me? That's that Aquarian energy for you. But yeah, y'all, go ahead and oh, matter of fact, I gotta show y'all this. I'll be right back. Hold on. Man, y'all better stop playing with us, man. Y'all better stop playing with us, man. Look at this. Okay, we in there, man. Soulful Ascension Metaphysics. I know y'all see that. What oil is this? This is the Clarity oil. I actually made this. This right here, I don't. How do they do that shit to light no that? But yeah, y'all can go ahead and get this Clarity oil right here. Obviously, this is what you can use for your meditation. You feel what I'm saying? We enchanted this actually on the altar. I don't want to say what all ingredients is, because then motherfuckers start making the shit their own self. But it's tuned to the energies to be able to focus your energy, to be able to help energy flow, your prana and all that kind of stuff. All right. As far as this oil, what do I have here? We got the I don't give a fuck oil. Some of you motherfuckers, y'all worry about shit too fucking much. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all women out there stressing over too much shit. A lot of the times, what y'all need is to just not give a fuck about certain things. What certain people have to say. This is the I don't give a fuck oil. Y'all can also get that on our site, soulfulascension.com. These are enchanted oils that we make on our altar. If y'all know anything about me and my wife, we do the spell work. And I already told y'all we do our spell work based off astrology, because that tells you what energies are available to work with. Okay? And so we just pretty much did a rebranding. And it's the So True oil. You trying to get the truth out of somebody? Oh, y'all said them reflexes. You try to get the truth out of somebody, put this underneath their bed. You can put this shit on door handles, anywhere really. And the universe is gonna make things start to happen for you that open up the truth about what it is that you're looking to find out. Right? Like people leaving their cell phones out. Them just feeling compelled to just spill the fucking beans, like, hey, I gotta talk to you. Like, y'all be wondering how this magic shit works. I'm telling you, it works off of people's subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind, like, in psychology, they try to tell you that, oh, it's just, this abstract aspect of the mind versus the construct aspect of the mind. Well, the subconscious mind is really the spiritual realm. And the spiritual realm is like, how can you say it? Like Wi-Fi, but Wi-Fi on like a level that's vibrating higher than physicality. You feel what I'm saying? So when we're tapping into this, when we're doing these spells, when we're doing these energies on the altar, when we're using the astrology, what we're really doing is kind of going into the mainframe, going into like the motherboard of the CPU. I hate to get on that Matrix cliche shit, but that's really what we're doing. I'm Doctor Strange. Like you get what I'm saying? Like that's what we doing with this magic. You feel what I'm saying? That's what we doing when we healing people. When we fucking with the Reiki. I'm not touching you from here on the physical plane. I'm reaching through a portal in the abyss to get to your chakras. That's what we talking about with the Reiki. When you're doing Reiki, did y'all know that each one of y'all hands has specific chakra points in it. You feel what I'm saying? And you're able to channel energy back and forth. I mean, when you just sit up here and do this naturally, you can feel a push and you can feel a pull, right? But you understand that the muscles in your fingers and hands aren't necessarily being used. What do you think that is? That's prana. You feel what I'm saying? We naturally emit this thing called electromagnetic frequency, which is called the aura as well. You're able to shift and push your prana out through your aura. When you meditate, you use your different chakras, your hand mudra chakras, to hone your energy into each chakra that you want it to go into. And by you doing that, you kind of open it up and allows you to bridge from the conscious mind to the subconscious mind. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, these the oils right here. So y'all hit me up at Soulful Ascension Metaphysical.com to get your enchanted oils today. All right. Yeah, I also do tarot card readings. I also do birth chart readings. I also do personal spells. I got whatever the fuck y'all want when it comes to this spiritual shit. The only thing I need from y'all is reciprocity and a dedication to actually practice the things that I'm teaching y'all. That's like a big problem. A lot of people, y'all like to use this shit for entertainment. Like, nah, if you want to see changes within your life, you got to start making changes within yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all can't just be doing shit vicariously. You know how motherfuckers is. Y'all know how motherfuckers be. It's fun to watch, but have some fun too. Y'all feel what I'm saying? We got another spell coming up. I'm gonna have to double check on what that is. This Friday. You feel what I'm saying? If y'all want to talk to me about something, if you need some type of help, some type of guidance, you dealing with something on your spiritual journey that you need help with, get a consultation with me. We can sit down, we can talk one-on-one, video chat, phone call, whatever it is. I'll be able to speak with you about it if it's something personal that I can help you with within your life. Like a lot of people dealing with certain things like obstacles and shit in their spiritual journey, and it's definitely sometimes needed to where you could use some guidance. So I'm also here for that as well. We also have a mentorship program. So if you want access to me, damn near 24 motherfucking 7, you know what I'm saying? To where I'm into your life and I'm helping you through these things. It's like I'm like a spiritual life coach. You definitely can take part in that. Go to soulfulascension.com to go ahead and look up how you can join the mentorship program so you can deal with my wife and you get the masculine and the feminine energy to help you on your journey. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm about to go ahead and wrap this thing up. You feel what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in the sauce. Stop watching all that motherfucking TV. Sit down in your darkness. Make sure you focus on your breath. Stop focusing on everybody else because that's where your energy is going. You are an amazing person. You're a beautiful person. Every single time that you have an amazing thought, you need to cherish that. You need to hold on to that. You need to make an emotional connection to that. And you need to affirm that into this existence 100,000 times fold over. That is you. This is you, and everything positive and beyond that is also you and in your existence. Don't hold on to anything that no longer serves you, and I guarantee you everything in your life is going to start to change. You feel what I'm saying? Like, for the better. But peace, love, and light to everybody. Not the fake shit, the real shit. And I'ma holler at y'all. Let me know if you need some help. Peace.